Well, good evening, my beloved Beyond the Call of Duty friends and family, and good evening to all of our EOW members. It's another Friday night, April 19th at 7 p.m. Sorry I wasn't on last weekend. We had an event at Lone Wolf Harley that Greg and Holly had called and said if we would mind come over and help represent them. So we were down there, and so Miss Allison did the live, and as always, she did a phenomenal job. So I hope everyone is in good health and are having a blessed week, and obviously going into this weekend and having a blessed weekend. The weather's getting nicer, so please, as you see all these little two-wheel bikes running around, keep your eyes open and make sure that we pay a little bit more attention for all of these riders that are out there. So we had quite a few line of duty deaths this week. Unfortunately, it's between last week and this week, so they were all front loaded on. Before we get there, I want to say thank you to a few sponsors for our golf tournament. Our golf tournament again is coming up in May the 4th, and it's our charity tournament. There's still room, so please reach out if you know anybody or if anybody wants to sponsor a hole or just come out and play. We got a lot of possibilities of some serious competition or some good pranking around as well. So definitely come out and support the cause and support everyone that's out here. So want to really thank, we don't have them up on our page yet. They will be coming up. The whole sponsor is Clark's Automotive out of Spokane. They have two locations, and one of them is in Spokane Valley, and they sponsored the whole. We've got Merit Care, David Muhai from Kenya, has sponsored a whole. The police, Spokane Police Chaplaincy Program has sponsored a whole. Obviously, our good friends at Yokes have sponsored a hole. We've got Alliant again Insurance sponsoring a hole. ADI Graphics with Greg has sponsored a hole. And then we have our beautiful Provision, which I have to change this. I apologize for the backdrop. But there we go. Nope, can't change it. Oh well. Provision, and they've sponsored a hole and are playing as well. So, really have some people showing up and playing this weekend, that weekend. So please make it out there. Come out. Don't forget Bud Clary as well has sponsored a hole. I forgot about them. Oh, can't forget them. But they sponsored a hole. So. Hopefully we can get some more. We have a few more holes left, and come out and sponsor a hole, play a game, spend your money wisely. Goes to a good cause. This year we're kicking off on June 1st, and we are visiting all those departments. Day one of 73 days on the road, so that's a lot of stops, This will be on our webpage probably next week. We'll get it out and broken down, so you'll be able to see it. So, Chicago FOP as well. I should see if they want to come and sponsor a hole and play a round of golf. They're always up for some challenges. Well, let's get to our list today, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some other stuff. This young amazing man is Correctional Sergeant Andrew John Font with the Illinois Department of Corrections. His end of watch was April 8th. He was killed in a motor vehicle accident on St. Mary Road in Onley at 7:30 a.m. He was en route to a tactical call at the Lawrence Correctional Center. There was a lot of fog, and he crashed into another car. The driver of the other car sustained minor injuries. Correctional Sergeant Font had served with the Illinois Department of Corrections for 6 years, assigned to the Tactical response team. He was survived by his parents and 8 siblings. Our hearts and prayers go out to him and his department. This is Chief of Police Stephen Allen Singer with Lake Lafayette Police Department, Missouri. His end of watch was also April 8th. He suffered a fatal heart attack while several subjects fled from him near the dam at Lake Lafayette shortly before 6 p.m. He responded to the dam for reports of people trespassing and driving on utility task vehicles in the area. As he arrived at the scene, the subjects fled from him. He searched the area for subjects before clearing the call. He returned home where he ended his shift, where he suffered a fatal heart attack. He served with the Lafayette Police Department for 20 years. He also served concurrently in a part-time capacity with the Lafayette County Sheriff's Office for 16 years. He's survived by his fiancée, 5 children, granddaughter, parents, and siblings. Hearts and prayers out to both of those departments and to his family and loved ones. This is Police Officer Ross Bartlett with Sensco Police Department in Nebraska. End of watch was April 12th. He was killed when his patrol car was struck by another vehicle while he was conducting a traffic stop on Highway 77 near Little Salt Road. He was sitting in the patrol car during the stop when a pickup truck struck his vehicle in the rear, pushing into the car he had stopped. Bystanders attempted life-saving measures before he was flown to Berean Health West Campus, where he succumbed to his injuries. The driver of the car he had stopped suffered serious injuries as a result of the collision. Officer Bartlett served with the Cresco Police Department for 7 years and concurrently served as an investigator with the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services for 7 years. He had served a total of 30 years in law enforcement and previously served with the Valentine Police Department, Boone County Sheriff's Office, Madison Police Department, Madison County Sheriff's Office, Newman Grove Police Department. He also served as a volunteer firefighter for the Cresco Fire Department. Hearts and prayers are out to his existing departments and all the previous ones, as well as his family. This is Sergeant William Marty Jackson II with Winchester Police Department in Kentucky. End of watch was Sunday, April 14th. He suffered a fatal heart attack after arresting a subject of disorderly conduct, intoxication, resisting arrest. He responded to a call for service at the Clark Regional Medical Facility at 175 Hospital Drive in Winchester for a subject who was combative. The subject resisted arrest and struggled ensued until additional officers were able to subdue the subject. Afterwards, Sergeant Jackson felt shortness of breath, chest pains. He suffered a medical emergency while in his police cruiser. Sergeant Jackson was transported to an area hospital where, despite life-saving measures, he was unable to be revived. He had served with the Winchester Department for almost 47 years and previously as the agency's police chief. He had previously served with the Paris Police Department for almost 4 years. He's survived by his wife, son, daughters, and grandchildren. Hearts and prayers out to him, his family, and the departments. This is Lieutenant Michael Husak with Onondaga County Sheriff's Office in New York. His end of watch was April 14th. Lieutenant Michael Husak and Police Officer Michael Jensen of Syracuse Police Department were shot and killed while attempting to locate a subject who had led officers on a vehicle pursuit earlier in the night. The subject had fled from the Syracuse police officers when they attempted to initiate a traffic stop. As a result, as the officers terminated the pursuit and went on to the home on Darren Drive, where the vehicle was registered, the officers requested assistance from Onondaga County Sheriff's Office after locating the vehicle. And they set up a perimeter. The subject manipulated a firearm inside. Lieutenant Hossock was in the backyard of the neighbor when the man emerged, opened fire with a rifle fatally wounding him, and then went to the front of the home where he exchanged shots with other officers, fatally wounding Officer Jensen. Subject was also shot and killed during the shootout. Had Lieutenant Husak had served with the county sheriff's office for 16 years. Previously, he'd been with Moyer's Coroner's Fire Department. He's survived by his wife and 3 children. Hearts and prayers are with the family and the department. This is Police Officer Michael Jensen with Syracuse Police Department, and he was the initiating officer we just talked about with Lieutenant Husek, and he was shot on April 14th of this year. We already talked about the individual came out with a rifle and came to the front of the house and shot him. He served with the Syracuse Police Department for 2.5 years. He is survived by his parents and his sister. Hearts and prayers are out to his family, his parents and sister, and the department. This is Deputy Sheriff Fred Fissler with Hendricks County Sheriff's Office, Indiana. End of watch is April 16th. Sheriff Fred was electrocuted while he came in contact with live wires while investigating a crash scene on State Route 267. While on the scene, witnesses noticed Deputy Fissler on the ground near the power lines, used his radio for help. Deputy Fissler was transported to the hospital in critical condition, did not survive. Deputy Fissler was a United States Marine veteran, had served with the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office for 2.5 years. He is survived by his wife and 2 children. Picture here. This is Deputy Fred Fissler. I apologize, and this is Michael Jensen. So sorry about that, guys. This is Investigator Brian Hubert with Osage Nations Police Department Tribal Police. His end of watch is April 17th. Investigator Brian Hubert suffered a heart attack at the shooting range. He was unable to be revived. Investigator Brian Hubert was a United States Army veteran, served with the Osage Nation Police Department for 7 years during his 28 years in law enforcement. He also served with Collins Police Department, Logan County Sheriff's Department, Waters Police Department, the City of Sparta, Clay City Police Department, where he was an interim chief, Barnesdale Police Department, Oklahoma State University Police Department. He's survived by his beautiful wife, sister, uncle, mother-in-law, and brother-in-law. Sorry about that, folks. Quite a tragic loss, as we talk about it. Not only are we losing officers, but then you also start looking back and seeing that these beautiful men and women have not only served their city, county, or state once, but they've also served their nation in the form of one form of military or the other, or number of different communities. So our hearts and prayers go out to all of these beautiful men and women. Let's make sure we remember them this weekend. Remember them going forward. Let's not forget to say their name proudly and loudly, and talk about their life achievements and everything that they've done, and be that, using them as a positive mentor for other police officers, or young police officers, and reminding everyone who these beautiful men and women are. So God bless all of them, and bless their families for allowing these sheepdogs to have really taken care of all these communities. So please say a prayer, please light a candle, please light a light this weekend for all of them. So we talked about the golf tournament. Please remember, we also have our motorcycle giveaway. That's the Pan America. It's only got 8 miles, I believe. $20 a ticket. Just reach out to us, and we'll make sure we get information out to you, or we'll get a local ambassador to get the tickets out to you. So don't need to be present. and we will ship the bike anywhere in the United States of America with the exception of Puerto Rico and Alaska. And no, we will ship to Alaska, sorry. We'll ship to Alaska except Puerto Rico and Canada. So, comments today. Hi, Tammy. Tammy and Richard are getting ready. Chris, good evening. Bless you. Joel, good evening. Um, all getting ready to get ready for June 1. So, Sean, there you are. I'll send an email out to you on Monday, you and Jimmy, and get your tickets and everything going for the countdown. Patty, good evening from Texas. Thank you. Billy, took care of 7 Heroes. Yeah, wow. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Sheila. Hope you're doing well. There's Tammy. Eddie Gomez. Yeah. Good evening, Eddie. Clark Star, yeah. Yokes Fresh Market. Alliant Insurance. Yeah. Allison, you're right. Just 6 more weeks to go. So, guys are absolutely right. So, short and sweet this weekend, this week. Bless you guys again. Pass the message out. The team's going to be on the road June 1, 73 days. Need all the help that they can. Um, please pass the message, share the page, uh, tell people to dig deep, get donations, sponsorships, just buy tickets, buy swag. Money goes to a good cause. Remember, we don't use any of the money from the swags to push the ride. The ride is funded by donations, it's funded by sponsorships, it's funded by Phoenix Protective. So please make sure you thank our sponsors um, for what they've done. We definitely could use a lot more. So please, please, please get the word out and help us get some sponsors and help us keep this ride going. So God bless each and every one of you. Remember, if you see any emergency vehicles on the road, please, please, please slow down, move over, or just stop. No texting and driving. Get your seatbelts on. No drinking and driving. And if you see an emergency responder this weekend, ask them to hug them, thank them. Doesn't cost anything, and bless them a little bit for what they've done and for the job that they're doing. So, love you all. Good night. Be blessed, and have a fabulous weekend.